Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner. That's right guys, we are getting ready to do another comic book review, and that is going to be Avengers versus X-Men round number 3. Get ready for battle. That's right guys, round number 3. The cover that I'm showing you here is a variant edition done by J. Scott Campbell. I actually bought this copy. I love the artwork in it. Even though the cover is totally misleading, it's just a cool cover to look at. I really enjoyed it, so I decided to pick it up because I am a fan of his. I am a fan of his artwork. But this book overall was pretty good. It wasn't the best, but it kind of pushed the storyline along. The art was done by John Romita Jr. and the inks were done by Scott Hanna, and the script was done by Ed Brubaker. So it was pretty good. To show you the cover here, the original cover, we can see here, this is the direct edition. Basically what this book is about is Captain America and Wolverine battling. Why they really battled, it's not like a real clear-cut issue, but it was pretty cool to see anyway. Alright, so here we are, Avengers vs. X-Men, round 3. And as you can see in the background here, like I said, I got the variant edition as well. Again, a great pickup to have if you're a fan of these variants. So very, very cool. So yeah, this book was pretty interesting. In the last issue, we see Wolverine. He gets smothered by hope, and here we can kind of see that he wakes up and he's just like screaming. See if I can focus in a little bit better. He's just screaming, and Spider-Man's been watching him growing his flesh back for probably the better part of the past hour, and he's saying that it smells, and Wolverine is basically out, and he's going about getting with the group. So supposedly Cyclops and the other guys just kind of, surrendered, but in the end it was really just a trick and they disappeared. And in the meantime, we see that Iron Man and Captain America are arguing about what they should do with the X-Men, and Captain America just wants to say, let's hold them in the raft, and Iron Man's like, what are you going to do? You gonna hold them all in the raft? That's against our rights. It's not what we stand for. And there was a lot of debate about what was going on. So him and Captain America were totally arguing about everything that was going on. All of a sudden, Doctor Strange comes along, and Logan kind of just smells the bluff of what's going on, and he kind of goes after the X-Men, and they all of a sudden they disappear, and they take off, and they wind up in Long Beach, and now they're in pursuit of Hope. So basically now in this issue, it's a race to find Hope. Who's going to get Hope first? It's going to be the Avengers. It's going to be X-Men. So now it's a battle. Who's going to find them first? So now what happens is, I guess we find Hope here, and she's putting on these contraptions here to, I guess, basically, I don't know, distract or the computers or whatnot, because she just says, okay, Hope, let's see if we're paying attention when Cable was teaching. And she puts on these things, and she's like, oh, let's keep it together. And, and then she says, just needs to find something that flies. and it says, and pray this works so they can't find me. So I guess what it is, it's just an object to keep her from finding her. It's an object that, you know, it just makes multiple locations and they can't easily find her. So now what happens is Rachel here is giving information, false information to Cap and Wolverine, and she's basically sided with the X-Men and not with Wolverine's side because she is in Wolverine's school, but you know, Scott Summers has a good spy in the whole situation. So she's giving them, you know, false information. Now, as the comic goes along, Captain America is giving off all the assignments to the group, telling them where to go, what to do, and they're getting in their jets, and Logan's going with Cap, and, you know, Logan's just like, you know, fine by me. And they're having this long, drawn-out discussion, and, you know, basically Captain America sits here and goes, you know, you went on Utopia by yourself, and you didn't follow orders, and, you know, and Wolverine's just discussing, you know, I'm willing to do what it takes to, you know, to save hope and you know, save humankind, and, you know, and he's just like, you think you can just lock up hope and you think everything's going to be okay? That's not the case, you know, and he's freaking out, and he goes, you know, we're all going to die, and he's just freaking out, and he's like, Cap's like, damn it, Logan, I just don't want to do this. And what I don't agree, kind of, is like, I'm not a huge fan of Captain America, but Captain America just doesn't really throw punches first. You know what I'm saying? I mean, right away, his tactics are, let's kick Wolverine's ass. Where before, when he was talking to Scott Summers here in the first issue, he was trying to, you know, get the message across, and Cyclops attacked first. Well, here, I mean, this guy's on his own team. He's a mutant, and he goes and he just throws punches, you know? And he forces them, and he says, and you're sitting this one out. And why they're really battling, I'm not really sure, you know? And he's like, the hell I am, and they keep just doing battle, and they're facing each other, and they're kicking the shit out of each other, and he's slicing Wolverine right in the body here, and the next thing we see is that he slices his shield off, and he kicks him in the gut. I mean, he's getting his ass kicked at this point. And all of a sudden, he's just on the ground. Cap's on the ground, and, you know, Cap just makes a good dodge to avoid one of the final blows. He throws his shield, which was kind of a nice throw here, and he clocks Wolverine right in the neck. That's a pretty good shot right there. And Wolverine's just like, is that all you got, Super Soldier? And he goes, not hardly. And then, of course, you know, Captain America has his backup there and gets Dr. Pym involved. And then all of a sudden he knocks him down on his stomach, bashes him here in the face. And next thing we see is that the door opens, and he screams, "No, shit!" You know, he's screaming that he's like desperate to get Wolverine out of here. And he gets kicked out of the Avengers plane, or the Quinjet, or whatever you want to call it. Flies out all the way down, all the way into like Siberia somewhere. And, you know, Steve, you need to get the medical bay. And he's like, no, I'm fine. I just got the wind taken out of me. And we see Wolverine, he, you know, sits there, falls, and hits the snow. And he sits there and goes, all right then, guess it's all up to me. And that's the end of it. And, you know, and it's to be continued next week. So, nice ending to the issue. I like the battle between the two. I just don't see it to be one of those things where Cap, you know, it's not Captain America like, I don't think, to just sit there and start kicking someone's ass and then throwing them out of plane, especially when he's a comrade. I guess he feels that he's a threat to this whole entire mission. So, you know, and in the beginning of the issue, I had to read it back a couple times to kind of understand that there was the switcheroo, how the X-Men were disappearing and stuff like that. So it jumped a little bit. So the issue was good. I don't think it was a 5 out of 5. I want to say it was in between like a 3.5, maybe 4 out of 5. Um, but it was fun. It was entertaining, and it's good to see what's going to happen to Wolverine and what's going to happen to Cap. Are they still going to be friends? Is the X-Men going to pick up Wolverine again? I mean, what's going to happen in this whole thing? So kind of moved the plot forward, but not too much. This is kind of like the middle point of the series here, or middle point or slow point in the series. So I guess, we'll just have to wait and see what happens next, and where Hope is going, and where the X-Men are trying to find Hope, and it's just going to be a whole free-for-all. So we'll see. And but that's it. That's the walkthrough and the review. You got my opinions on it. Tell me what you guys think of this issue, okay? So until next comic book review, guys, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner. And if you haven't checked out Comic Book Corner Classic yet, go ahead and check out my new channel also for classic comic books. So take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.